here we are. It's Saturday. It's raining. Well, we're gonna go do something. So let's go take a fungus walk, and we'll use our magic wand to get us closer to anything we might be able to find. So here we go. Let's take a look. I was looking for color in the woods, and well, I ended up seeing something. So it's time to go for a walk. So appreciate you guys showing up, hanging out, and let's see what we can find. It's always fun to take a walk. So you never know, whether it be flowers, plants, trees. It's beyond fungi. So let's go have some beyond fun, and fun with our fungus, you guys. We're gonna try to have some fun. There we go. Let's start our journey, and let's use our telescope wand and try not to jiggle the shot here. But let's start taking a look. You never know what we're gonna find. Well, we actually do know what we're gonna find because I just found something. So let's go take a look at it. As near as I tell, I'm an iNaturalist. I'm gonna find these little guys right here. Let's take a quick look. Hey, look at this. We always find clovers, but that's a pretty neat one right there. Alright, so anyway, squirrel. Let's take a look here. These little guys right there. I think this one is what they call Coleopsis. But distincting factor is they almost have like a fuzzy. Let's see if we can get one over here. They almost have like a fuzzy stalk right here. The stipe is what we would call it, but you would know it as a stalk if you were out there talking about it, and it's interchangeable, not a big deal. But terminology is sometimes important. So anyway, let's just see, because we're going to test a couple of things with our black light too, and I don't think that one has a black light problem here. So we'll take a quick look if we can. But anyhow, some of these things are photoreactive, and not so much, huh? Yeah, but really kind of cool looking mushroom right here. Once we zoom in, and speaking about zooming in, this is the whole reason why I went live, because, well, I'm trying to find anything and everything, and and look what we found here. I did a video on these. These are well, we found chanterelles, you guys. Yeah, look at, woo, chanterelles, everybody. Look at those guys. And whoops, I guess we can't turn our camera like that, but look at the color. That's what brought us here. So look at the size of look at the size of that compared to like an acorn, you know. Crazy. Like I said in the video, hope you're not hungry, you know. I mean, but a chanterelle nonetheless. And you know, chanterelles are known to have ridges instead of gills here. But I guess we'll never know. But trust me on that. There we go. But yeah, there's a bunch of them here. The first thing I saw, and I was like, well, it's time to get out there. If we get chanterelles, that would be kind of cool if we saw a bunch of them, you know. If we ended up seeing like, you know, the other chanterelles. Not that it's gonna take a heap load of those to make anything. But that's the cool thing about chanterelles, is that you can spot them out in the woods. Whereas, oh, hang on a minute, we got hi, yeah, squirrel. Hi, how are you? How are you, Jeannie? That's our musical gnome friend, isn't it? Yeah, nice, Jean. But here we go, live filming here. All right, so let's go take a look, see what else we can find here. This is always got something on it. Sometimes we got to zoom in a little bit too much, but look at this. Here's the false turkey tails, and welcome to the Beyond Fungi. Little fun in the woods. And so let's take a look here. Yeah, look at that, you guys. That's the false turkey tail. And if we're looking underneath, you know, you're going to see that it's going to be more of a brown color and less toothy. It's they're a lot more pliable, and they're well, they're distinctively different than the real turkey tails. Oh, look at this one right here. Makes me want to zoom in. I don't know if I want to try to lose the shot here, but let's take a look. Oh no, it doesn't let me do that. Pretty neat. Pretty neat. It's doing its job, and here we go. We found some stuff. Oh yeah, hang on a minute. Let me find something over here. Let's take a look. Oh, I saw something. All right. Well, we'll take another look over here, and we'll start marching through the woods, and just hope that we end up finding something on our little YouTube excursion here. Yeah, I almost do think I saw. Yeah, what I would say is right there, waxy cap. I'm actually doing a. You can appreciate how small it is. And when I use my knife here, this is my small knife, so when you guys see that, you're like, oh wow, it's really it's a miniature scale here on this one. So we can kind of tell right there that that's kind of a small character. But this is a nice little spot to take a look in. So pretty cool. All right. We'll keep moving on. See what else we can find. But we're really looking for color in the woods today, so there's got to be a couple other smaller things popping out over here. But we'll head on down the path and look for color. We're looking for flashes today. So anyway, oh, hang on a minute. This is an area where I do find stuff. So and we do find stuff. Talk about that. But no flashes of color here, you guys. But another chanterelle. Huh. That's actually a little bit earlier on these, a little bit smaller. But look at that. Yeah, black chanterelle. Almost stepped on that one. Let's see how, because usually when you find one, you're stepping on two. And I don't see any. Huh. Well, it is early. It is early for those guys, but the good news is if we're finding them, let's go see, because I know where there's a whole patch of them, and if they're coming out, that would be wicked cool to see. So, but anyhow, let's take a walk. We are on the hunt for color, and we'll see what we can do. But that's a good indication right there. Birch tree. Every time you guys see a birch tree, we've been to this one a couple different times, but every time you see one of these, you can almost count on finding something good. And usually something, like these over here. Oh, we got another one over here too, though. Kind of cool. Let's take a look. Yeah, these right here are the Fomitopsis betulina. Yeah, because it's on birch. We'll talk about that in a bit. But look at this one. Wow. Let's see if we can get over here. Look at that. That's a pretty good size one. But there it is, the other birch. Well, we find them on everything, but this one's on birch. But yeah, that one's actually Fomitopsis, and with all the foam that's going on with the foamy and foam this and that, well, that's just means that has something to do with tinder. They are a tinder fungus. We call them tinder funguses, but we find stuff everywhere, and I don't think YouTube lets me. Well, maybe they do. Take a look at that. That's kind of going to be something we'll have to come back and take a look at, because it's coming out of that, which I believe was a hardwood. So interesting enough, but here we go. Things are starting to pop. Let's keep moving. We'll see if we can't find something else out in the woods today. Besides disappointment. But it's almost that time, and I gotta almost move slow because we did find those black chanterelles. Oh, look at this! What do we find here? Oh, sweet, nice. Hang on a minute. There we go. As the name indicates on the one that we already found, Conica, Flavoconia. This one's actually more of an umbate shape, but very cool colors. So let's take a look. Good sign, but in the Amanita family, so pretty neat. But that's what we're looking for. Colors are the scheme of the day today. So, but that's what makes it easy when things pop. Oh, got that? No chipmunk, no squirrel. we always use the squirrel as being a distraction from what we're doing. Oh, and I think these were the hexagonal polypore at one point. They're a little ways back. So, oh, look at that. This is one everybody finds. This is what we were calling the mushroom of 2025, platterful. And at this stage of the game, they probably have a little bit of serrated edging on here. But look at that stipe, how it's got this twisting, and I'm gonna try to turn it. Yeah, pretty neat. But the these are very common around here, and the other one is the Plutus cervanus, but the stem comes detached from that, and it has pink gills. Both of them are kind of smell like raw potatoes, and apparently taste like raw potatoes. What do we got there? Who knows? Who knows what that is, huh? That's a little strange. All right, well, we'll throw it in here just in case we get bored later. I don't know. Just laying there. Maybe it fell from the tree. That happens. We found some chocolate last week that had been knocked out of the tree for some reason. It's almost like trying to lead us into the woods. But anyway, I know there was some rustlers in the yard, so if you guys want to hang on for a few minutes, we'll go talk about rustlers for a little bit. And because we have rustlers, we're probably pretty much assured that we're going to have ghost plant. So I haven't seen any here, and now that I'm thinking about it, this would be where we would find our. Yeah, see, I still think it's early in the year for these black chanterelles, because they would be right in this area is where I was seeing them last year. And if you guys have ever picked black chanterelles, careful what you wish for. It's like, oh man, I found. If you ever picked like 10 pounds of black chanterelles, you're gonna be there a while. And you should prep them right too. A lot of people say to use the scissors and then cut them into almost like I think about like seaweed. If you got like a seaweed chip or something. Oh, look at this, you guys. Cool. All right. Well, thought all was lost. We've been seeing this too, but here's our triple crown fungus right there. There's our triple crown. So pretty neat. Maybe we can actually see. There it is. But yeah, we're gonna see a lot of that then. We ran into it down on our other walk. The scientific name or Latin name would be Artemisia pyxidatus, and it still perplexes me because it kind of means bare fungus with a box top, and I don't know. But look at this. Look at this. There's always something to find, isn't there, you guys? So anyway, there, color in the woods, right there. And that one is caused by what they call a Chloraciboria, which means vase-like, arguescence, which means turning green. So if we get lucky, we're gonna find We're gonna find some cup-like fungus on this year. Oh, look at this, you guys. Let's zoom in on them. Oh, what's happening to me? I don't know. Ah, what's up? So, anyway, you never know. It's beyond fungi. Let's look for things, and that constitutes color in the woods, doesn't it? I mean, that's what we're talking about. So, wow, look at this. Yeah, that lives up to its name. Bladderful mushroom, right there. Look at the size of this thing. Still not as big as I usually see, but I mean, we're talking 5.5. 5.5 there. But yeah, a lot of times 8-inch bladderful isn't all that uncommon. My salamander. All right, color in the woods is the theme today, you guys. So let's see if we can find some. I mean, still those black chanterelles. They're still they're actually not chanterelles. They're in the vase family of the chanterelles, the Crateralis. If you want to be, we don't care. As long as we know what we're talking about and we don't argue, that's fine. Look at that. Here's some turkey tail. I actually took a picture of these because they were like super, super, super green. Like even these. Look at that's kind of an odd color. And what do we got here? Oh, what is that? What is that? I don't know. I don't know. What are you? But see, there's color. Oh, a little late for us. Oh, look at that. Probably a waxy cap. We should be seeing those out too. Oh, what's this? Okay. That's what I mean. Take a look around and like, what's this? What's that? I don't know. There we go. All right. So, color in the woods is our theme, and that's not it. Well, it is a color. It's just we're looking for extraordinary color or something different that's going to catch our eye. So here we are, searching. You never know. But all right, that's color. That's green, just like everything else in the woods. What's this? No, see, doesn't constitute color either. But that was a false flag right there. But yeah, a lot of times that's what they say is flagging, right? It's look at what we got. Oh man, we're a little late. Oh yeah, cool. There's another. See what I mean about the platyful being like the platyful is our mushroom of the year. It's just everywhere, and it's called Megacolybia, which actually means like a large coin, and possibly. So this one right here, the Swillas. Ooh, Swillas. So these are really cool. They're associated with the white pine over here, and a lot of times they're really, really red. We'll see. Yeah, well, they're not out yet, so no big deal. But a lot of times they're really red with some yellow veil on the stem, and yeah, and because they're Swillas, they're actually a little slippery at first, but then they dry out. So I know we love saying Swillas, don't we? No, we actually don't. We've been finding a lot of those this year. Well, actually both of them, the Americana and also the that one there. So it's kind of strange though. It must be with this tree over here. So let's see, because we're about 10 feet. We're about 10 feet out from this tree right here, which doesn't make any sense. Because I wouldn't look this far if I was looking for them. But anyway, there they are. Let's take a look around. All right. Walking through the woods of New Hampshire looking for color. Color is the theme of the day today. And, well, that's black. And, well, I guess we could talk about that too, right? Because this one here is spalting. It's still a fungus. It attacks hardwoods, mostly maple, and changes the color. And also, just like our Chloris arborea over there, the green one, can actually turn that into a valuable product for furniture and woodworking. But let's take a look around. This is actually a sassafras tree that went down, and right there's a beautiful root that I keep saying I'm gonna do something with. But sometimes we find stuff on sassafras. It makes me wonder if it, if it has any sort of toxicity or if it tastes any different. Um, you never know. You never know. We'll get back to you. Yeah. All right. So, color. Stay on. Wow, look at this, you guys. It's cool. Color. That's what we're looking for right there. That's probably what that looks like. The other one looked like. I'm putting a video out on those actually today. So I actually know we'll run into that around the corner here. But pretty cool. And this is the one that I'm calling the Harborside Miniata, possibly. That's what a lot of people call it. And then in my my video, I'll actually reference that some people call it vermilion. They do change color, so. Oh wait, no. Thought I saw some ghost pipe. Soon enough, it'll be everywhere. We saw a lot last week. What do you think this little guy is? Look at this little fella. Huh. Well, that's kind of unique. Huh? Let's see. What do you got? You got under the hood there. Look at that. But that's kind of the way that the stem bends like that and doesn't break. And the type of arrangement with the umbrella shape is distinctive. And who knows? Maybe some sort of a marasmus type of thing. But the smaller the mushroom, the trickier they are. And thus, you can really look at this. Look how small this guy is right there. I don't even know what this is or what it's growing on. Sometimes they'll grow on leaves, pine cones. Cordyceps grows on bugs. A lot of people think that mushrooms grow on dead flesh and all that, but they really don't. But look at that. That's pretty cool. Huh. I don't know what that would even be though, right? And I'm sure there's probably an iNaturalist for it. Maybe we'll come back and do that. If you guys don't have iNaturalist, well, you should be taking pictures. I know. I should be too. Exactly. I do have my iNaturalist camera on me, so no excuse, except we'll keep rolling for the fun times, looking for color in the woods. So it's going to start happening. Usually July is pretty colorful, but we are at the end of June, so we were hoping to come out and find some cool stuff in the woods. I guess now that it's raining out, we'll maybe go take a look at some more of the false turkey tail, because there is some right around the corner that's probably worth the price of admission. And let's see. Take a look. The land of birch trees. Alright, well, this is where the video was taken from the other day, so we'll get that out maybe this afternoon. Here it is. A little larger, and a little faded too. Waxy caps, and this one we can kind of see what the stipe looks like here. How it almost looks like two, but it's got this crease down the middle. And they usually got pretty coarsely spaced gills. That one is a little closer, so but let's take a look and see, because this is the kind of area we're really looking for. The kind of place we're looking for mushrooms. But it's getting better, and our hikes will get a lot more fun. I'm hoping. But look at this. Look at that. Wow. That is crazy. Look at that. Like I said, have we not been running into a lot of those? Yeah. Is that proper English? Let's talk about that. But look at, they're everywhere. And the contrast, I guess. There we go. Color in the woods. And when we talk about the color in the woods here, look at these guys here. I know it's brown, but a lot of times what we'll find when we're talking about the false turkey tails is that these middles will be more of a, they'll almost be like a turquoise color. But you can kind of tell here when we're talking turkey tail that, these edges are not, they're jagged. It's really flimsy. It's, yeah, you can't do that with a turkey tail. But underneath, usually more of a yellowish color. And, once you know turkey tails, you're like, yeah, I mean, it's we don't have to worry about it. Once you know, you know. So anyhow, let's get through the woods here, and we'll keep talking and walking, hoping to find some fungus. But today's theme is color in the woods. So let's just hope that. Oh, what did we get there? Another one. That's just a little guy. They're just he's using the resources they got to do what they got. Fungus is, slightly smart, sentient, as they call it, because it makes decisions, and we don't give that appreciation to the fungus. So, but anyways, let's take a look around here, because you never know what we're gonna find. Animal, vegetable, mineral, we're in for it all. Yeah, trouble. That doesn't look good. Just be careful. Truth is stranger than fiction when you're mushroom hunting. So let's take a look. Color in the woods, you guys. Color in the woods. Oh, look at it. All right. Well, that's cool. We were just talking about that. Color in the woods. And, well, that usually means, like we talked about, when we find these, usually means that we've got rustlers somewhere between the tree and these. Because what happens here is that these guys don't have chlorophyll, and well, they can't survive without stealing something from somebody else. So that's what they do, parasite. And you can see how they stain black. Actually, what happens is they stain purple, so they get confused for something that might be a little more active. But let's take a look. I don't know if I've ever used the light on these guys, but you'd think if they stain that kind of stuff that maybe we'd be able to have some fun here. I wouldn't say so, but it is a flower, and bees can make honey. I have a video, and I'm gonna taste it because it tastes, to me, it tastes like a real bitter pea, but it does have some sort of medicinal qualities that you'd have to kind of take a look and see if you qualify. For me, it doesn't really seem to end up having any kind of effect, but anyway, a lot of folklore and stuff like that. But yeah, I think it tastes like a real bitter pea, and it does stain. When you make a tincture out of it, it turns it purple juice. So yeah, people sometimes confuse that for other things. But more color. I did. Thought I saw something here, but strange enough, look at that. Are we in the land of minis on this walk? This was supposed to be color walk, and now it's like, yeah, yeah. Yeah. Who are you? Yeah. Yeah. Buffering. Yeah. Let's hope not. But anyway, we're having a good time doing our little fungus walk out here. Let's see. Yeah, that was the problem. You're right. We had a little problem there with the. When we do our lives, we got to make sure we remind ourselves to take the Wi-Fi and the Bluetooth off. Searching for the plant. So, oh, look at, all right. I knew it. We were going to find one over here, a small one, but let's find this. Here we are. Color. And this one's a rustler. I'll try to do a couple videos on these, but pretty cool. And it's just raining, so, but look at it. Oh, it's so cute, isn't it? But look at how the bugs are already right in there. And, of course, it's called the brittle gill, because the way the cells are arranged in these things, that's what happens. They break apart pretty easy, but really cool colors. And there's one right there, getting a little bigger. Take a good look at it, because it is a pretty mushroom. They make great pictures. And in my mind, that's kind of a small one right there. So we'll see how this goes. Yeah. Let's take a look here. You never know what we're gonna find on our hike. So, but appreciate you guys showing up, hanging out with us, and taking a little walk. We'll have this baby posted on YouTube in no time. But yeah, I did the other day. I thought I saw a rustler. Yeah, I did right here. The other day I thought I saw one too. But look at that. Oh, they're so cute. But there's so many of them that it's if you want a full-time hobby, well, you can go hunting red rustlers, and I guess that one probably constitutes a red rustler. But well, we're not in the woods, but I still think that that's good enough for having for having color in the woods. So I'm okay with that. But let's see, because a lot of times these skinned acorns, they have this red color to them. Like, oh, no, no, there's one. Yeah, the rain's coming back again. Yeah, here it is, Saturday in New Hampshire. This is the rain day. It's the day we have rain every weekend. So that's good for the mushrooms. But like I say, sometimes I think you can have too much of a good thing. Mushrooms need a little bit of drying to get themselves to start going. Sometimes it can be a little too wet. But let's take a look. I thought that was something over here. Nope. Well, we did see some slime mold the other day. That was pretty cool. That was some awesome color. What is that here? I think something growing on my pile here. Oh, look at that. Let's take a look. Oh, that's actually something. Oh my goodness. What the hell have we got there? Huh. Oh, look at that. I don't know. Well, that's something else, isn't it? Pretty cool. Let's take a bite. Just for fun. Might be a Lactarius, but I don't think so. Really strange configuration there, and I'm pretty sure we're going to find more. But, well, that's strange. Because it does almost look like it could be a hygrospy, but yeah, I don't know. No distinct taste. Pretty neat, very distinctive the way that it comes out. When the bases are attached like that, a lot of times they call it cespitose, so it's part of the identification. Put that in the memory bank, see if we can come back later. Let's take a look around here. All right. Flowers, plants, tigers, bears, and mushrooms. So here we are. We're basically just hanging around the yard today because we don't want to drive too far for disappointment. But we want to wait for another day or so for things to start drying out, and then we can find stuff. But there's always something, isn't there? Look at this. Look at all the way along here. Who knows what that would be? It's like a little Ginopolis, isn't it? We'll see. But very waterlogged. Like I say, I think sometimes you can just have too much water. But we'll see, because sometimes when these Ginopolis come out, they can be something else. The Latin on that just means naked cap. Yeah. Yep. I know. The gym, been in the gym, you've been naked apparently. Oh, what do we got here? Oh wow, look at this, you guys. Pretty neat. I don't know, we're gonna come back, but that's gonna be a good picture. Not exactly too sure what we got there. Wow. Well, iNaturalist, you guys. So that's what we always say. I'll might as well, instead of talking about it, Roscoe. But here we are doing our fungus hunt, and we got a couple more minutes where we'll do what we can to see some stuff. But yeah, it's some sort of like a mini staghorn of some sort. Who knows? I don't know what that's all about. No, we don't have any foghorns, boats, trains, or anything else around here, so strange. All right. Well, there we go. More of our false turkey tails here. This little critter, which is really cool, really pretty neat. I like that. But let me take a look, because I'm really thinking that now we got to be on the hunt for black chanterelles. But here we are. We are looking for color. And we did find some pretty cool stuff, didn't we? We found this mini chanterelles at the beginning, and then we found some of the waxy caps and a couple of older mushrooms. But that one amanita, that was in the flavonescence range there, somewhere in there. I didn't think that would be the flavoconia that we ran into before, so don't know. Really neat and cool color. That's what we were looking for. And the we got the Sewillis. Saw a little bit of triple crown coral. A couple of rustlers. Some small things too. Not quite sure what they were. Never do, but doesn't stop us from hoping that we can. But a lot of times in the grass here too, we're going to find a couple of cool things that you wouldn't really think about. I think one of our walks back here, we're going to end up running into a lot of the red-capped boletes and rustlers. Oh, look at this though. They're a little, almost like a little, look how small these guys are. So they look like a little marasmias. So let's just take a look. Because sometimes you can identify these. Look how small that. Oh, you're going to be so cute when you grow up. Sometimes when you crush them, they have a distinctive smell. But, like I say, you're walking around your yard and you're like, well, there's no mushrooms here. And then you get down there and it's like, yeah, there's mushrooms. There's mushrooms all over the place. So I know we had one here last week called the Rickenella fibula, a little orange moss mushroom. But it was just fun to say, and it basically meant brooch-like. So I don't see it sometimes, with the Latin. But with the spraggii that we saw the what they call a painted bolete, or the Sewillis spraggii. Well, that one is probably named after a mycologist, where the double I is in effect there. But anyways, we will see what it is that we can do to entertain you the next time we get out for a walk. And I appreciate you guys showing up, having a good time with us, doing what we can do. And here we are. We did a short walk with a little bit of adventure. So appreciate you guys showing up and staying curious. And if you have any questions, comments, or would like me to go out and do something else that might be more entertaining, let me know, and we'll do our best to find and document our expedition. But we will, as summer starts rolling along, we'll try to see if we can do this more and more often. And well, we'll talk to you, and maybe even do some reading. I may just read some stuff out of a book. If you guys want to do something like that, let me know. I've got a couple of field guides, and also a couple of medicinal ones. So I don't know if TikTok would let me do that on their platform. But we'll see what happens, and we'll stay curious, and we'll find stuff, and we'll hope that you guys can join me for the next time. Until then, eat more mushrooms. We'll see you. Have a good one, and stay curious, my friends. Bye now. This concludes our broadcast for the day.